For maths on a Friday, we normally look at our four operations, so our addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But you have worked really hard at your maths this week. I know you've done your assessment, you've worked a lot on timetables, and it's been really hard maths work. So because of that, for maths today, I have decided to change things up a bit, use our brains in a different way. So what we are going to do is we are going to be doing an engineering challenge that also involves some aspects of maths. So your challenge today is going to be to design and build, so you're engineering, a fort. Now, IKEA have released some drawings of potential designs for a fort. So I decided to give the TP one a go with what I had in the classroom. So I've done a little sort of like time lapse of that, so have a look at that now. Now, as you can see, the first time that I built the fort, it wasn't really big enough for me to fit in, so I decided I had to modify the design and pop the chairs in. Now, I did that very quickly, and frankly, it's a bit rubbish. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot more imagination than I do and can build a much better fort. But the math side of this, your engineer is designing something that you can fit in and that will stand up unaided and that is safe. Obviously, do not be lifting anything up that you're not meant to, or climbing on anything you're not meant to, or moving any furniture you're not meant to. If you're not able to do a fort you can fit in, you could always build a mini fort with stuff you might have, like pencils and paper and things like that. It doesn't need to be the big one, but it can be if you want. So you're looking for different shapes in your fort. So I'm going to pop a picture up of my finished fort just now, and I want you to have a look at it. So you'll see that I have used the TP shape, which is kind of that sort of general triangular shape, slash kind of a cone, okay? If you think of 3D shapes, it's got that cone-like structure with the curtains at the top. And then we can also see at the bottom, I've used the microphone stand for the middle of my TP, but you can see at the bottom that it's on a tripod, and that tripod's got 3 triangles on it. Now, we've talked about before how triangles are a really strong shape for building when we were doing our Connects design challenge that we did. So that might be something you could use. We also talked about arches and how they're quite strong, but how generally if you have something that's long and flat, it's not quite as strong. So think about that when you are designing your own personal fort. So your first step for today is to try and replicate or build one of the designs from the IKEA designs. So I think there's 5, I've popped them up in the files. As I said, you can either build them like full size in your bedroom or wherever, or you can do them out of like pens, paper, pencils, any kind of like small objects, or like, you know, even like recycling, like cardboard boxes. Any of those would be fine. You could do a miniature fort, imagine it's to fit a little Lego person for that. So build one of the IKEA designs and then evaluate it. What's worked well about it, what's not so good, what would you improve? And then what you're going to do is edit and modify your fort. So you're going to change it to make it your own design. And when you're happy with it, I would love to see photos if you can do that, if you're able to take them and put them up. I would love to see photos in your forts. It would give me a proper smile on a Friday. But when you're done, I want you to draw up a blueprint, just like the IKEA ones, for your fort. So it has at the bottom the things that you'll need. You can name them nonsense names like IKEA does if you really want. You have things that you want at the bottom. You'll have your fort. I want you to label the materials that you've used so I can see what you have chosen to use. And if you have a measuring tape at home, it would be fantastic if you could measure how tall it is, how wide it is, and the different proportions, and put that on your blueprint as well. If you would like to do some addition and subtraction practice as well, I've popped some addition and subtraction chimney sums, worksheets in the files section. These are optional extension work, you don't have to do them, but if you wanted to practice some addition and subtraction, I will pop the resources on for you there. And if you wanted a reminder of how to do that, you could look back at my Friday maths video from week 1.